Alright, today's video is all about staying sane on YouTube and kind of trying to ignore the numbers and kind of remembering that it's all about a marathon and not a sprint. YouTube, especially in the beginning, can be very difficult and frustrating if it comes down to the numbers in terms of subscribers, in terms of views. And depending on when you are watching this, you might know already that I've become victim of the numbers game, because on my podcast I am currently doing an hiatus. For me, the podcast and the second channel, I consider myself to be a newbie and starting a new YouTube channel. Obviously my main channel is already somewhat established and a little bit bigger, but here on my second channel and on my podcast, I feel like I'm still in the beginning. Although my podcast has been running for every 2 weeks, I've published an episode for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years, and I become victim of the numbers game because I didn't have that many views as I was hoping for, and there was somewhat of an A/B testing where I was able to kind of compare my podcast to the podcast of Nomads Nation, who had the same guest. And yeah, it was a very good comparison because we basically had the same guest at the same time, and his podcast episode was gathering so much more attention than my podcast, and that was totally discouraging, and which kind of sparked the idea to make this video. And in all actuality, this video is basically me talking to myself, and I kind of invite you to join me in this encouraging pep talk, because as I said, YouTube is a marathon, and sometimes a very long marathon and not a sprint. And looking at subscriber numbers, looking at view counts can be very discouraging, unfortunately, and kind of toxic in a way. And suddenly it becomes more of a chase instead of being something that you enjoy. And that is something that should be very important, especially, for example, with this podcast. I love talking to other creators. I love those conversations. But yeah, it just was very discouraging to see such a low growth of that podcast. Again, that's why I became victim of the numbers game. And I just want to, kind of tell you that when you're starting this YouTube journey, it is really important to kind of remind yourself why you're doing this. And not many people have the opportunity to actually be able to make a living out of YouTube. So for most people, YouTube is or should be something that you enjoy. It should be something where you create videos and where the journey is fun, and not something where you kind of worry about the numbers, worry about view counts and subscribers. And honestly, there is no real advice here, instead of always kind of remembering that it's all about the long game and not about the short game. Obviously, some people are lucky and they can make a big YouTube channel in a very short amount of time, but most people don't, and most people kind of need to be just stay consistent. And that's basically also one of the advice that probably you should keep in mind, to stay consistent, to have fun with creating these videos and do them as regularly as possible, as I said in my previous video, to kind of practice, get better, but also to have a consistency in making those videos and creating a community around your YouTube channel. So again, in my humble opinion, and maybe also talking a little bit to myself again, bottom line is to have fun with creating these videos and not be too much concerned about the numbers. Don't look too many times into the YouTube analytics, and just create these videos. And especially in the beginning, when you don't have that many subscribers, practice doing these videos over and over again. Have a consistent upload schedule whilst still enjoying the process, and hopefully creating a community around videos or the content that you're creating. Again, YouTube, in my humble opinion, is a marathon and not a sprint, and do it all for the journey. Have fun with it and don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes, when not that many people are watching in the beginning, because in the beginning, when you start a YouTube channel, it's very obvious that you won't have that many viewers, but that's the time where you can make mistakes, in my humble opinion, where you can try out multiple things. I mean, look at this channel. In this YouTube channel, I started with movie reviews, some of my podcasts on here, small little vlogs, and now creating these filmmaking videos. But yeah, that's basically it, what I wanted to tell you about in this short vlog, and hopefully you were able to benefit of some of what I was saying, and maybe you're starting your own YouTube channel. If you do so, maybe check out the video where I told you about the most important investments that you can see here in the video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. I see you in the next videos. Thank you very much.